Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. This is Akhtaruzzaman Bappi. My dear students, hope all of you are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. I am also fine. Dear, today I will take your BGST class from your textbook Bangladesh and Global Studies. Okay, my dear students, here you can see your previous lesson. Your previous lesson was chapter 13, right? So I'm going to asking you some questions from your previous lesson. So here you can see the MCQ number 1. Which organization did SDG declare? Can you guess the answer? UNICEF, United Nations, Commonwealth, ILO. Can you guess? Absolutely correct. Answer is United Nations. Thank you very much. Now students, get ready to give the answer to a number here. How many goals were included in MDG? 6, 16, 8, 9. Which one? Very good. Answer is 8. Very good. Thank you very much. Okay, dear students, and now question number 3. When did United Nations declare the Millennium Development Goals? September 2000, September 2012, September 2003, and September 2001. Let's see which one will be the answer. Very good. Your answer is correct. Answer A, September 2000. Absolutely correct. Now students, another question for you. When was United Nations established? 24 October, now 4-number question. When was United Nations established? 24th October 1955, 24th October 1945, 25th October 1945, and 24th October 1944. Can you guess? Yes, absolutely correct. Answer is 24th October 1945. Thank you. Now students, last question for you. Get ready to give the answer. How did Bangladesh become a middle income country? By achieving SDG, by achieving MDG, by foreign currency, by hard work. Which one? Very good. Answer is correct. By achieving MDG. Absolutely correct. Now, dear students, today's topic. Here you can see a picture. Lots of people, they are trying to getting off the train, right? So another picture of our people. And the last picture, you can see a Bangladesh map. Here the population density in Bangladesh. Okay. Now students, you have to guess what will be our today's topic. Absolutely correct. Your answer is correct. Yes, our topic is chapter 4. Introduction to Population of Bangladesh. Lesson 1, 2, 3, and 4. Today I will discuss. Okay. So my dear students, here you can see learning outcomes. After studying the lesson, student will able to give answer of some related questions, give answer of MCQ, give answer of creative question. Okay, here is your book. The first lesson you can see introduction to demography. So students, you must give attention here. What is demography? So here you can see the number of people living a locality or state can be counted. In a particular time, how many babies are born, how many dies, how many people of which age live, how many are married, how many have migrated to other place, or how many have come from other place can be calculated. Okay, so analyzing the words demography, you can say is the must underline this part or you have to remember it. Two words are found. One is demos, which mean people, and the other is graphy, which mean measurement or description or quantity. So demography means the calculation or description of population. So clear. Demography is also called population science. So I think you don't have any problem. So students, this part is very important for this page, so you must underline from your book. Thank you. Now another page, dominant elements for change of population. So what are the dominant elements for change of population? So you can see here birth rate, mortality rate, migration, marriage, and social mobility, and so on. So birth rates is a common thing. Generally, birth rates mean the number of living children born to every 1,000 women of a particular country in a particular time. So this is called birth rate. So first line you must underline from here. The increase of birth rate is one of the reasons for the increase of population. It's a very important point. In the countries like Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, etc., birth rate is high. However, birth rate is low in some countries like the USA, Canada, and Australia. Okay, now mortality rate. Mortality may mean death, right? So usually the end of life is called death. So very important. Mortality rate is also measured in per thousand. It is determined by how many people of a certain age die in per thousand people. So this is called mortality rate. You must underline it. And the decrease of mortality rate is one of the reasons for increase of population. So development of medical science and other technologies has resulted in the decrease of mortality rate in Bangladesh for some decades. In 1990, the mortality rate of below 5 years old children was 144 in per thousand, but 2015 child mortality rate is 38 in per thousand because of modern technology, modern science technology. Now our mortality rate is low. Okay. Very good. Now dominant elements for change of population. What are the dominant elements? The first one is migration. So migration means people move from one place to another within the country or from one country to another country. So this is a very important. What is migration? We must underline first one. Migration is of two types. One is internal migration and other is international migration. Internal migration means sometimes we come Dhaka from village, right? So one district to another district in the country. It is called internal. And
International migration means when we go one country to another country to live. This is called international migration. Okay. So here you can see international migration take place within the country, so internal. But people migrate from village to town, village to village, town to village, town to town within the country is called internal migration. So you have the definition. And however, when we go to different place daily, we cannot be called internal migration. Transfer from one independent country to another for job, marriage, residence, and even citizenship is known as international migration. So this part also very important. However, if migration takes place within the country, the total population does not increase or decrease. But if migration takes place from one country to another, then the total population will be changed, right? So you must practice it. Thank you. Now another 2 points here. Marriage. Conventionally, the people of our country get married at a relatively tender age. It is one of the main reasons for increase of birth rate. In our country, early marriage has been officially banned, right? So this is the fact of marriage. So early marriage is another reason for increasing of population. And social mobility. So social mobility mainly means the change of social status. For example, if any member of a poor family getting highly educated become a high official, his status will change. As a result, his consciousness will increase and she will keep the number of children at a local level. So this is another fact for increasing population. A video. Let's enjoy a video about population of Bangladesh.
Is not inhabited by Indians, but Bengalis who speak the Bengali language. In fact, it is almost impossible to differentiate a Hindu from a Bengali, like a Japanese from a Korean. Bangladesh is translated from Bengali, is the country of Bengalis. English for communication is not needed here. Unlike multinational India, almost 90% of Bangladeshi people practice Islam. Some locals, to show that they are different from people of a different faith, dye their beard or hair in red. Worldwide, there are over 250. India, the territory of modern Bangladesh, became East Pakistan. And only after the war for his independence in 1971, it became an independent country with the current name. Despite such disappointing characteristics, it is a vibrant and very unusual country. The first thing that catches your eye in Bangladesh is people. They are everywhere, both in the city and in the village. The majority lives on the street. There is a feeling that people only spend the night in the houses and spend most of the day outside, where they work, eat, wash and relax. Due to the lack of land, many residents build their houses along the railway tracks. Life on rails here is a commonplace. Between the trains, it seems that these roads have long been abandoned. Children play everywhere, mothers bath their babies, and garbage is everywhere. But after the train hoots, this impression instantly disappears. Of course, not everyone managed to clear the way, and not always, and even in the hustle and bustle of a slum life, a beep is sometimes just not heard. Therefore, mortality in these areas is very high. The capital of the country is Dhaka. It is one of the largest cities in the world. This is a real shocking Asia, an environmental disaster zone, and an apocalypse on Earth. A catastrophically overpopulated city with about 20 million inhabitants. Dhaka has one of the highest percentage of homeless people among the capitals of the world. This is the dirtiest city in the world, which is literally littered with garbage. The Barikanda River, which runs through Dhaka, is one of the dirtiest rivers on the planet. Garbage, industrial waste, and even the remains of animals and people are dumped in there. Despite all this, the townspeople use its water in everyday life, which is why a lot of people die from skin and cancer diseases. They bath right inside the river, and it seems from washing in such water they become even dirtier. Poverty and overpopulation in Dhaka give a scary impression. 70% of the population lives below the poverty line. Bangladesh is a rickshaw country. Urban traffic is chaos from cycle rickshaws.
Okay, MCQ number 1. What was the growth rate of population in 2007? Who can say? 1.47%, 1.41%, 1.221%, and last on 1.61%. Now, who can say? Very good. Here I have given the answer 1.41%. Right. Thank you very much. Now, here we can see 2 number MCQ. You have to find out the answer own self. What is the main cause of increase of population? Higher death rate, the difference between birth and death, migration, and religious superstition. Okay, wisdom. Very good. Here, difference between birth and death, right? Question number 3 here. When the population remains constant, when? Higher death rate, higher birth rate, if the birth and death rate remain same, and birth rate is lower than death rate. Who is on the answer? Who can say? Okay, very good. Answer is C, right? If the birth and death remain same, then population remains constant. Thank you very much. Now, question number 4. The rate of child mortality is low in which country? Very good. Who can say? The developed countries, the underdeveloped countries, and less developing countries, and none. Who is the on is the answer. Who can say? Very good. Thank you very much. Here is the answer, developed countries. Thank you. Now, ready for 5. The dash children helps his father in agriculture activities. You know the answer. Let's just find out the answer. In our country, old child, female child, male child are A and B. Which one is the answer? Very good. Thank you very much. Answer is B. No, B. C, male, right? Male child helps his father in agriculture activities in our country. It is true. Now, 6 number here. What happens due to early marriage? What happened? Can you guess it? Okay, I'm giving you clue. Family pitch in destroyed, birth rate increase, death rate increase, disorder occurs in the society. Very good. Which one is the answer? Thank you very much. Answer is B, birth rate increase, right? So thank you very much. Now move to the next question here. 7 number. Which one is the densely populated country of the world? Bangladesh, Japan, China. Which one is correct? Okay. A is correct, B, C, or D? Okay, answer is A. Bangladesh is densely populated country of the world. Thank you very much. Now, question number 8. Here you can see the main cause of increase and decrease of population is. Okay, you have to guess what will be the answer. Birth, death, disease, and which of the following is correct? You have to find out the answer. A, B, C, or D? Very good. Answer will be B. Birth and death. Okay. Now, here question number 9. The population of any family can increase, decrease, or same. Which one is the following is correct? Okay, answer is B. Mean increase and decrease both can be happen. The last question here, 10 number. Mortality rate is measured in 1,000, million, 100, or which one is the answer flowing correct? A, B, C, or D? Very good. Answer is A. We measure population using 1,000, right? Thank you very much. Now, here you can see extra creative question and answer. Mr. Kamrul, a teacher of Bushumuti High School, discusses about the problem of Bangladesh. He also discussed about the change of population. Now, here 4 questions, you have to give the answer. First question, what is demography? Second question, how many people live per square kilometer in Bangladesh? What do you mean by dominant elements for change of population? Explain. Explain how mortality rate influence on the rate of change of population. Let's see. First question here, what is demography? You know, demography means the calculation or description. Look, description of population. Okay. Look at demography. Demography means the calculation or description of population. Very good. You can see question number B. How many people live per square kilometer in Bangladesh? You know the answer. The number of people in Bangladesh is more in comparison to its area. In this country, 1,050 people live per square kilometer. Census 2011. You know, last population counting held 2011. Then our population was 1,015 in per square kilometer. Thank you very much. Now, here question number, what do you mean by dominant elements for change of population? Explain. Dominant main elements of population change. Here I have given the answer. In the stream, Mr. Kamrul discussed the change of population, right? There are some dominant elements for change of population. These are first on birth rate. What is birth rate? Birth rate means the number of living children born to every 1,000 women of a particular time. Here I have given the answer. Mortality rate. Mortality is determined by how many people die of a certain age in per thousand people. Okay. Now, migration. Migration means people move from one place to another within the country or from one country to another country. Okay. Migration, two types. You know, I already have discussed how many types of migration. Two types of migration. One is internal migration and another one is international migration. Okay, here marriage. The people of our country getting married at a relatively tender age. Early age, they get married. That's why our population is higher. Okay. Social mobility. Social mobility mainly means the change of social status. Suppose some students, they come to city to study and someone go to other city to get a higher quality job, and this way what social mobility happen. Okay, so here we see dominant elements of changing population: birth rate, mortality rate, then you can see migration, marriage, and social mobility. You have to remember this point. Okay. And last question here, explain how mortality rate influence on the rate of change of population. Here you can see mortality rate is one of the dominant elements for change of population. Usually the end of life is called death, right? Mortality rate is also measured in per thousand. Okay. It is determined by how many people of a certain age die in per thousand people. Decrease of mortality rate is one of the reasons for increase of population. If the birth rate is high and mortality rate is low, then gradually population growth will high, right? Okay, development of medical science and other techniques or technologies has resulted in the decrease of mortality rate in Bangladesh. In 2015, the mortality rate of 0 to 5 years old children was 38 in per thousand. Okay, so you know about 2000, so 1990 there was 144, but in 2015 only 38. So now our mortality rate is low. That's why our population is increasing day by day. Okay.
Now students, time for feedback session. Let's see. Now I'm gonna to asking you some questions from your today's topic, so you have to give the answer. Are you ready? Yes. The first question here, the rate of child mortality rate is low in which country? Can you guess the answer? Yes, absolutely correct. Developed country, right? Here I have given the answer also. The rate of child mortality is low in developed country. Thank you. Let's see for the second question. Who helped his father in agriculture activity? in our country? Is another very common question. Let's see who can give the answer. Thank you. Excellent. Thank you very much. Yes. Male child, right? Thank you. Here you can see the answer. Male child help his father in agriculture activity in our country. Thank you very much. Now another challenge for you. What does the word demography mean? Absolutely correct. Demography means measurement or description of population. Right here is the answer also. So Baba, you must practice all questions. Now students, another question for you. What is birth rate? Can you guess the answer? Yes, here is the answer. Birth rate means the number of living children born to every 1,000 women of a particular country in a particular time. This is called birth rate. Okay. Here is student, here is the last question for feedback session. So you have to say what will be the answer. What is intramigration? Can you guess the answer? Who can give me the answer? Absolutely correct. Your answer is correct. When people go from one place to another within the country, it is called intra-migrations.
Now, my dear students, time for homework. So here you can see chapter 4, lesson 1 to 4 that I have discussed in this class. So you have to learn the creative question answer only. Students, I think you have understood the lesson properly. Dear students, you have to read your book 2 or 3 times, then it will be very easy for you. No more today. Assalamu alaikum. Allah Hafiz. Take care. Bye bye.